name is Debbie Hoffman. I'm an adult services librarian at the Warren Newport Public Library. I adore Mary Doria Russell. I actually had her, she visited our library about a year and a half ago, and I asked her, I said, when I was looking into information about you, I've read all of her books, but I said, everyone calls her that her fiction is speculative. And she kind of laughed and she said, well, I just write what I want to write. And she does. She's written some science fiction. She's written a few different kinds of historical books. But what she brings to the book that nobody else does is her amazing research. She actually has a PhD in anthropology. And this is the second kind of in the series. I think she's finished with it now. The first book was called Doc. This is called Epitaph. And so she takes us back to 1881. Back, America is divided. We've just managed to survive the Civil War. There are gangs, and the Mexicans are coming up, and everyone is fighting, and they're still trying to go out west. Of course, there's Indians, and there's just a lot of chaos and a lot going on, and it's a pretty lawless life. And who tries to make sense of it is, of course, the Earp brothers and Doc Holliday. So they come into OK Corral. This is the story of the OK Corral. And what is interesting is the myth of OK Corral. We all have an idea of what happened, and she tries to break that down, not break it down, but really show you what exactly was happening. So she gives you a lot of background about the Earps. She tells you a lot of what was going on in the country and also in that little community, what led up to the big fight. Because literally, the OK Corral sets the stage, but what happens, it lasted 30 seconds. There were 30 bullets involved. By the end of it, 3 officers were wounded, 3 citizens were dead, and the only person that walked out unscathed was Wyatt Earp. So this really is his story. And really, I read this book about the same time that I read Michael Connelly's new book, Wrong Side of Goodbye, and Lee Child's Night School. And it really got me thinking about heroes and why we need heroes and how important it is for us to look up to people and know that somebody is going to be accountable for what happens to us. And what she does is that she really shows the human side of Wyatt Earp. The myth that we know of Wyatt Earp was really begun by his wife, who wanted to make sure that his memory was highlighted. And he was a man. He was a man who was in some ways extraordinarily lucky and in other ways extraordinarily sad, and lived a very interesting life. So if you like a Western, this is a really good Western. I'm so glad we don't get very many Westerns anymore, but I would highly recommend Epitaph.